Hi, Susmita.
Hi Indrani,
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good too. Today, although we keep talking about a whole lot of things, but today we're going to talk about something really, really special, something that you are a part of now. And first and foremost, I must say, congratulations to be one
Thank
of
you
the
so much.
finalists. Is this a beauty pageant? Tell us a little bit about what this pageant is and what's the name and what it means to you.
Yes, this is a beauty pageant. This is Haut Monde Mrs. India worldwide, where there are participants across the world from 40, 50 countries as well as from India. So, and it focuses on transformation and women empowerment.
Okay.
And
So, so have you been interested in beauty pageants right from the beginning? Have you participated in many more, or is this the first one?
no, this is actually the second one.
All right.
I
Okay.
had participated in one of the beauty pageants almost 10, 11 years back. That was Mrs. Kolkata competition for Shananda Srimoti. And it was something I was forced to participate by one of my friends. She was pretty good at these things, fashion and all that. So I was just there for the first round, but then I was not selected, but I was part of the events and all. I enjoyed that journey.
Okay, so is it something that you really enjoy doing or being a part of, or what kind of propelled you to be a part of this? Like, how did you go about looking for this?
Okay, so I got this as a random, you get the random notifications that there is a competition going on for this pageant. And I thought of giving it a try for the audition because it was Zoom. So why not? Let's give it a try. I always like trying new things. So, and I am not at all a fashionista. I don't do makeups and stuff. So I thought let's explore this what it is. And I know nobody will select me beyond the first level. I was in pajama and bat t-shirt and all that. But I spoke something and they selected me. So that's how it happened.
So, what about beauty pageants do you really like? Do you think it is about inner beauty or external beauty, or do you really think that it is about your mind? So, do you kind of understand that there is a certain criticism that revolves around beauty pageants and how it kind of propagates beauty that is not skin deep?
Yes, I do understand. And I believe this is all about inner beauty. External is something very superficial. That's what Hotmond people also says. So they are trying to get through the inner beauty of the contestants. So they have given us some tasks. This week's task we are working on is end period poverty. So this is a social cause. So they are judging us to see how our inner beauty is actually, how we are helping the society and all that. So
That's
I
amazing.
don't
So,
go
what kind of tasks do you have,
uh,
or have
this
you
week.
done up until now?
So last week we had a task of to explore 7 chakras of yoga. So we had to do some learning about it and present some of the yoga and do some reels for the different 7 chakras of yoga. And also we got some learning to keep our health better. And this week we are doing end period poverty. In end period poverty, to raise awareness of menstrual hygiene and for the underprivileged women, how to raise awareness and help.
That's amazing. So, what kind of we can have a conversation on this for sure. This is something that's really close to my heart as well. I have researched, written, reported on these, especially in India. And I was working for a newspaper in Bangalore, so that's when I sort of worked for quite a few NGOs. Like worked with them, reported on their good work. So that is something that's really interesting.
That's really awesome. I would love to know more about it if we have time.
Sure. Actually, I, just after you, if you remember, Akshay Kumar made a movie called Padman, and uh, right after that, there was a lot of talk around menstruation and the hygiene part of menstruation, and how a lot of women, a lot of girls, basically drop out of schools, especially in villages. In fact, I think 23 million dropped out, 23 million in rural villages dropped out, because they don't have safe, hygienic pads, and they don't have resources to kind of really get through these days of menstruation. So, and there was this particular NGO that was working for sustainable, extremely affordable sanitary pads. They were making sanitary pads out of cloth, and they were designed in such a way that it was really like very easy to wear, and you can wash it off, so you can reuse the same thing. After wearing it, you can just wash it off and again wear it for your next cycle. So in this way, you are not only avoiding plastic or menstrual sanitary pads or sanitary pads that are made out of plastic, and obviously adding your like adding to the already messed up environment, but you are also choosing a sustainable, more affordable, uh, alternative, which is fantastic. So I did get to use something that they made, and I thought it was really nice. And it was wonderful, and I wish I could show you. The pad was exactly designed how any of our sanitary pads are designed, and it's wonderful to know that uh, something so important, so basic, is not available to so many girls, and because
Mm.
of which they are suffering from ill health, because of these unhygienic conditions. And most of them, people who cannot afford, they use rags, and it's so unhygienic. So to kind of spread this awareness, it is extremely important for people like us, non-profit organizations in India, as well as the government bodies. They kind of take it upon themselves to kind of spread awareness, and make it extremely normal, extremely regular, and a fair. I remember, this is my personal experience. I remember that, when I was growing up, when I had my first periods in school, we were we were not really talking about it. We had no conversations around it. We were just told that this is what is going to happen to you, and you need to wear this, and we would keep checking our white uniform, to check for stains. So it was those were the days, when people wouldn't even talk about it. Even now, I there are quite a few villages, extremely rural villages, tribal areas, where women have menstruation huts, they go into those menstruation huts when they're menstruating. They are not supposed to be a part of social gatherings. They're not supposed to be a part of religious gatherings when they are when they have periods. So that kind of orthodoxy, that kind of mindset needs to go in order to have female talking about it more openly. And that kind of inclusivity is what is needed in order to kind of fight against these practices, in order to kind of make them understand, regular girls, that this is something that is most natural. It is a biological thing, and therefore nothing to be really ashamed of. So yeah, and right now we have conversations around menstruation where people are demanding leaves in offices, just to make it more equal for both the genders. If you are menstruating, and if you not every woman has the same kind of experience, many go through
Right.
terrible period
Pain and yeah.
cramps and all of that, and many have it okay. So
Mm.
it's the experience is not the same for all women. So they are, there are MNCs who are having these talks, in order to kind of recognize that it is something that, you know there are people who are dealing with it, there are women who are dealing with it, and it's not easy. And it's not okay to not recognize it. It is just extremely, it should be a good HR thing, for a lot of offices to kind of make it normal. You probably are having a bad day because of your periods, and they should be okay to give you a sick leave, and a paid leave. So that conversation is, right now we're going around with that kind of conversation. So we've come a long way, and hopefully it will be just a regular conversation after this, and won't be hush hush anymore. So yeah.
I wish that happens in society soon because it's still something, exclusion and stigma, shame, everything is associated with it, right? Nobody speaks properly about it. So, as a journalist, you have done a great job on this, right? So, um, what do you think, like, how is the best way to help the underprivileged? And as you said, there was something that was developed, which is cheap and all that. Do you like to give that, details or address, or is it
There
still
are
available in
many
the
there are
market?
many NGOs actually working
Okay.
around this. And in fact, very recently, I think 2022, there was news article which said that there's a particular NGO called Sathi. They came up with sanitary pads which are biodegradable. So most of the sanitary pads that we've been using are not. So it
Okay.
adds to the land fill, and because they are not, obviously it takes years for it to kind of really you know uh, it's not biodegradable, so you're really adding to the landfill. So but this particular NGO, they made sanitary pads which are biodegradable, and apparently it sort of it doesn't add to the landfill, apparently. That's what they are claiming, and this has been in the news. So, and I believe that this is incredible, because uh, given how the environment is, and given the kind of conversations we are having around environment, and the impact that plastics are having on environment, I think this is something that's really really a breakthrough. And for a population like us, which is under poverty level, a huge chunk, uh, for that kind of population to even afford something that is expensive. It's out of the way. And if there is something that is cheap and biodegradable, there is nothing like it. It's a win-win situation for India in that case, so I think, yeah, I we're hoping that, these kind of movies, when a superstar sort of stars in a movie such as that, and when that kind of movie penetrates into the rural areas, because movies really sell. And
Yeah.
it anything that they do, Bollywood really has an impact on in the Indian population, and especially like the rural masses and all of
Rural
that.
one, yeah.
That's their, and that if you can penetrate that population, and if you can reach that population with that message, that really works. So yeah, I know for certain that it is much better than what it was many years back. It has reached a huge population in terms of awareness, and I'm sure it is getting better.
So I wish like we can have more movies, more short films and stuff around this which can reach out to the rural area. And yeah, why not we can try making some of the short films, post it in YouTube or things like that so that we can raise more awareness. Just a thought.
Yes, I think, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. To kind of really tie up with non-profit organizations who are working on the ground level in these belts, geographical belts. It's amazing if you can give them any kind of any kind of information or any kind of collection that you have done from your end. um, I don't think they will have any problems working with you. They will definitely be more than happy to kind of collaborate with you, because a lot of these NGOs are working to spread that awareness, working with the local population. Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe I'll touch base with you to get some of those NGOs details so that it can be shared for awareness to the greater population as well as who are part of this competition. So that would help.
Sure, Susmita. I think this is wonderful that you are spreading awareness. And I think uh, basically working for the society, and thinking on those lines makes each one of us beautiful. Your intent, your work uh, is what is making us beautiful. And kudos to them that they've given you that platform.
Thank you so much, and kudos to you that you have done such great work in this area, which I have seen the links that you have shared. They are really, really amazing. And you have spoken such well about this. Like, thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Sushmita. Bye. Have a good day
Thank you. Bye. Have a
and
good
all the
night.
best.
Thank you so much. All the best to you.
Bye. Bye.